Hi, I'm Brian Halligan, co-founder of HubSpot. I wanted to talk to you a little bit today about our company and the products we offer. Before I started HubSpot with a classmate of mine from MIT, I was a venture capitalist, and my main role as a venture capitalist was helping small and medium-sized companies think about how do they grow from being small and mid-sized to being big, huge companies and hopefully someday going public. And I grew very interested in the marketing activities of these small, medium businesses. And I noticed that they all basically did the same exact thing. They did a lot of telemarketing or cold calling. They did lots of email marketing, spamming, trade shows and seminars and lots of advertising. And some of the bigger ones would do radio ads and television ads. And what I noticed was that these were kind of the techniques that I used throughout my career that were very effective for me in the 1990s, but they seem to be less and less effective over time. And my thinking was that people like you and I are we're sick and tired of being marketed to, and we're getting better and better at blocking traditional marketing out. Whether it's with caller ID to block out those telemarketing messages, spam protection to block out those email blasts, TiVo to block the television ads, et cetera, et cetera. Society started being marketed to and getting really good at sort of weeding out the marketing messages. At the same time all this was going on, I started thinking about, well, if I wanted to sell to someone or market to someone, how do you get through to them? And what I noticed was society has really changed. Really just in the last couple of years, society's changed. People spend more and more time in Google, 20, 30 searches a day on Google, more and more time in the blogosphere, less and less about the local newspaper, more and more about reading very specific blogs, and more time in sites like Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn. And that's kind of where people live these days. That's where they shop and learn. That's kind of where the marketplace is. And so our idea was, how do we help companies transform the way they market from kind of outbound interruption-based marketing, like cold calls and things like that, to interrupt their way into people's wallets, to more how do you get found by your potential customers in the natural course of the way they shop and learn in Google and the blogosphere and social media sites. And that's really where the idea from HubSpot came about. What HubSpot basically does, it's a modern integrated inbound marketing platform. So instead of hiring an SEO consultant to optimize your website, search engine optimize your website, and buying blogging software to do your blog, and buying social media analytics software to get your arms around what's happening in the social media sphere, and web analytics to measure your marketing campaigns and how well they're doing, and lead management software and landing page software. HubSpot's really a modern kind of integrated system that pulls all this stuff together in a really simple way for kind of mere mortal marketers so they can take advantage of the internet to grow. And our inspiration was a little bit around the iPod. What's interesting about the iPod is iPod's essentially an MP3 player. And before the iPod came around, there were lots of MP3 players on the market, and mostly very technical people used them. They were rather complicated. What Apple did that was brilliant was they said, we're not going to build a more complicated, more feature-rich MP3 player. We're actually going to make a simpler one, and then we're going to integrate it with iTunes and with the music. And by pulling this integration off, they were able to make it much more easy to use, so people like you and I can enjoy this actually relatively complicated technology and walk around with music in our ears in a much simpler way. That's our idea behind HubSpot, is how do we pull all this complicated stuff together and make it really easy for mere mortal marketers so they can take advantage of the internet and grow their business. Now, we started the company 3 years ago, and it's gone exceptionally well. We're very pleased with the progress. We have 90 employees, we have 1,500 customers, and what we're most pleased about is when we look across our customers, if we look at our 1,500 customers, when someone signs up today, if they have 100 leads, on average within 6 months they'll have 6 times more leads, they'll have 600 leads. So we're very pleased with the value it provides. If you embrace our methodology and embrace our software, it really works. And so if you're interested in HubSpot and you're interested in inbound marketing, I would encourage you as a next step to check out the free trial on our site and see if it works for you. Really appreciate your interest in HubSpot, and thank you for your interest.